Rain had been falling over Vaudescendre for 6 nights when Celeste Renault entered Arden Monesque's office. She arrived at 11:43 in the evening, after the last tram had rattled past Rue Dumas and the fog had swallowed the street lamps outside. Miriam Okafor looked up from her typewriter before the woman even knocked. 3 measured taps sounded against the frosted glass.
"Come in,"
Miriam said. Celeste wore a black wool coat and a veil that did not quite conceal her face. She was beautiful, but there was nothing delicate about her. Grief had sharpened her. She moved with the controlled caution of someone who had spent too many nights listening for footsteps. Arden stood beside the window, one gloved hand resting on the frame. At 40, he carried himself like a soldier who had never been formally dismissed from war.
Mrs. Renault, you told Miss Okafor that your husband is dead.
Yes, Detective Arden, 3 weeks ago.
And yet you asked whether I investigate hauntings.
Celeste removed her veil. Her eyes were exhausted but steady.
Every night at exactly 17 minutes past 3, my husband appears in our bedroom mirror.
Miriam stopped typing. Celeste explained that Etienne Renault had been found inside his locked study. The door had been bolted from within. The windows were sealed. There was no weapon and no sign that another person had entered. Yet dark bruises circled his throat. Police called it suicide, claiming wartime trauma had finally broken him.
Did he ever try to harm himself before?
Never. But during his final month, he became afraid of mirrors. He covered everyone in the house except the mirror in our bedroom. He said that one had to remain uncovered so he could see when the doctor returned.
What doctor?
He would not tell me.
The Renault residence stood on a hill above the river, a pale mansion surrounded by iron fencing and leafless trees. Inside, the room smelled of dust, extinguished fireplaces, and jasmine. Arden noticed the scent immediately.
Do you wear jasmine perfume?
No, Etienne hated it.
Miriam remained in the foyer, studying the walls.
"The smell is stronger near the vents."
Celeste led them upstairs. The bedroom mirror was nearly 7 feet tall, framed in black wood and positioned opposite the bed. Its glass was old enough to distort every reflection slightly. Arden appeared narrower in it. Miriam seemed farther away than she truly stood. Celeste looked as though someone else was wearing her face. Arden inspected the frame, floorboards, and wall. Nothing moved. Nothing clicked. Yet a faint cold current touched his cheek. They waited. At 3:16, the lamps dimmed. At 3:17, the room temperature dropped so quickly that Celeste's breath turned white. The reflection darkened. A man appeared behind Celeste. Etienne Renault stood in the mirror wearing the clothes in which he had been buried. His face was colorless. His eyes were open too wide. Bruises circled his throat like black fingers. Celeste gasped but did not turn. The dead man's mouth opened.
"You are safer when you obey."
Arden spun around. There was no one behind them. When he faced the mirror again, Etienne was gone. Celeste gripped the bedpost.
Now you believe me?
Arden stepped closer to the glass.
I believe something wants you to think your husband has returned. That is not the same thing.
He removed the mirror from its hooks. Behind it lay a narrow cavity cut into the wall. A second sheet of glass had been fitted inside the frame, creating space for a projected image. Copper tubing ran downward through the plaster. Miriam knelt near the baseboard and found a concealed valve. Compressed gas, enough to make the room cold in seconds. Arden followed a thin wire beneath the carpet. It led to a phonographic cylinder hidden under a loose floorboard. When he turned it by hand, Etienne's whisper emerged in fragments.
Safer, obey.
Celeste stared at the mechanism.
Etienne built this?
No, he was its first audience.
The jasmine scent came from a small reservoir connected to the heating vents. Miriam collected a sample and returned to the office before dawn. By afternoon, she had matched it to an experimental compound listed in an old military catalog. Its name was Lacrimosa 7. The drug had been designed to increase panic, distort perception, and make repeated suggestions feel like personal thoughts. It had never been approved for civilian use. Arden reconstructed Etienne's final night.
The gas entered his study through the vent. A hidden recording played footsteps and whispered commands. In his hallucination, Etienne believed someone was attacking him. He seized the curtain cord, wrapped it around his throat, and pulled against an enemy that did not exist. The locked room had no murderer because the victim had been manipulated into becoming his own executioner.
Celeste listened without interrupting.
Then he was murdered.
Yes, by someone who understood his fears well enough to weaponize them.
They searched the study again. Inside a false compartment in Etienne's desk, Arden found several letters written in blue-black ink. None carried a signature. They discussed obedience conditioning, memory architecture, and the preservation of trauma. One sentence appeared in every letter.
A closed door is still a door.
Miriam read. Celeste finally admitted that Etienne had served in a classified wartime program. He had never described his role. In the final weeks of his life, he woke screaming the names of people Celeste did not know. He believed an old physician was watching the house.
Why did you hide this from me?
Because the police heard the word war and stopped hearing everything else.
The mechanism behind the mirror had been installed through an unused servant's corridor. Whoever built it possessed a key, architectural plans, military chemicals, and recordings of Etienne's voice. The evidence proved murder, but not the murderer's identity.
Arden questioned the household staff separately. The cook had heard Etienne arguing with a visitor 2 weeks before his death, but remembered only a refined male voice and the click of a walking stick against the marble floor. The gardener had found narrow tire marks near the servants' entrance after nights when no delivery was scheduled. A maid recalled seeing Celeste burn one of Etienne's letters. When Arden confronted her, Celeste did not deny it.
The letter accused me of helping the doctor. Etienne had stopped trusting everyone. I burned it because I could not bear to read his hatred twice.
Or because it named someone.
It named no one. It said only, "The widow will open the first door." I did not understand it.
Miriam watched Celeste closely.
And now?
Now, I think my husband knew his death would be used to bring Mr. Monesque here.
That possibility unsettled Arden more than the apparition. The machinery had not merely targeted Etienne and Celeste. It had been constructed for an investigator with Arden's particular skepticism. Whoever planned the case knew he would reject the ghost, dismantle the mirror, identify the chemical, and discover the hidden correspondence. The solution itself had been staged as carefully as the haunting.
We were not invited to prevent a murder. We were invited to solve one.
Then the solution is part of whatever happens next.
As Arden prepared to leave, Celeste stopped him.
There is one more thing.
From inside her coat, she removed a torn sheet of black paper. It was thick, almost leathery, and smelled faintly of smoke. A Roman numeral had been embossed into its surface.
Etienne hid it behind the mirror. He told me that if he died, I should give it to the man who refused to believe the ghost.
Arden looked at her.
He knew I would come.
He knew someone like you would.
That evening, Arden placed the black page inside a new file. Miriam stood beside his desk, arms folded.
The widow is not telling us everything.
Neither was her husband.
And the chemical?
Military origin, restricted access. Someone is cleaning up an old experiment. Or continuing it.
Arden saw his reflection in the glass. For one instant, he was no longer wearing his coat and waistcoat. He was dressed in an old military uniform, his hands strapped to the arms of a chair. Behind him stood a man in a white doctor's coat. Arden turned sharply. The office was empty. When he looked back, his reflection was normal. Miriam had noticed his expression.
What did you see?
Nothing.